This is the Dreyer Drive podcast, a podcast all about siblings and the people, places, and pop culture that raised us. I'm one of the hosts, Ryan. My sister Jacqueline will join in just a second. But first, in today's episode, we explain why we skipped last episode. And spoiler alert, it had to do with me getting shingles on my face. We'll also talk a little bit about Jacqueline's most recent camping adventure, and then we'll jump into today's main topic, which is all about the sibling rivalry within the Jackson family, Michael versus Jermaine. And we'll talk a little bit about the history there. And then we will wrap up this episode the same way we wrap up every single episode here on the Dreyer Drive podcast, with an unhinged text message from a family member. And this week's unhinged text message is all about whale sharks. Let's get into this. I'm wearing a weirdly skin tone. Mommy, why does that man not have nipples jersey?
Okay, that's upsetting. I'm in my golf outfit because that's why I'm late that's why I was late. I was playing round golf.
Excuse me, you're at the country club.
I was at the club. I was playing golf. Sorry, that's something that I do. I golfed very badly today. My first half was great. My second half was terrible, and it went longer than I thought it was going to because I was doing so badly.
Isn't it nighttime? Is it?
Yeah, it got dark when we were out there. We always ask for the last slot of the day.
So no one's playing behind you?
Yeah, I don't like anybody. I don't want anybody to watch me. We're always getting back to the club when it's getting dark. So there's pros and cons. You're looking for your ball and it's definitely in a pond somewhere and you can't see it, but nobody's watching me golf. And that's really important to me. That's really important to my game, that no one is behind me at any point in time.
The amount of things that I would do that would show people that I was good at golf without actually golfing. The list that I would carry, when people are checking their pocket for plays or reads or whatever it is for whatever sport, they've got a little cheat sheet in their back pocket.
Yeah.
I'd be putting, it would just be a list of things that I could do to make it look like I knew what I was doing.
So the joke is that I will do anything. As long as there's a little costume involved. So if I can wear something fun, ooh, I can go buy a little golf costume. I'll do anything. So whatever it is. My friend, I've talked about my friend who, watches a movie and then becomes the thing that she watched on the movie before.
Yes, we've received multiple cease and desists from her lawyers.
Too bad for her. I'm gonna talk about her again. She listens to the podcast faithfully, so she knows. So there is this woman that lives across the street from our park, our local park. She does not listen to this podcast, so I can
trash her.
Her name is trash her. No, her name is Adele, and she has a dog named Alexander. And anytime Adele, she's an older lady, sees either me or my friend at the park, she will bring Alexander over and be like, can Alexander play with Birdie? Can Alexander play with my friend's dogs? And it happens more to my friend than to me because she's at the park more often than I am. And so she and Adele talk all the time because Adele will come over and will want to talk about stuff. And after we saw the movie Spirited together, which was a couple years ago, have you ever seen the movie Spirited, the Christmas movie?
I think so.
It's the one with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, I have seen it.
So after we saw that movie, my friend who gets really into these things was like, I think I want to take a tap dancing class because they had been tap dancing. And I was like, you're crazy. I don't want to do tap dancing with her. Well, she mentioned it to Adele, oh, I would love to learn how to tap dance. And Adele, in her earlier years, I guess was a dance teacher. And I get a text a couple weeks ago and it's from my friend. And she says, do you want to take tap dancing lessons from Adele every Wednesday?
From Adele?
From Adele. Adele is going to teach us tap dancing lessons. And I said, are you insane? Absolutely not. That's the craziest thing you've ever asked me to do. But then if I'm like, is there a little costume? Can I wear a little costume? I might do it. But I was like, no, you're nuts. Actually, you have to stop doing this. It's insane.
So is she doing the tap lessons with Adele?
No, she does not have the time to do tap dancing lessons. I don't know why she would say that it was okay.
I would have done it.
Yeah,
I'm going to. In fact, I'm going to fly out.
I remember that when we casted our family into a movie, you wanted to be Ryan Reynolds.
Pre-controversy Ryan Reynolds.
Pre not getting invited to Taylor Swift's wedding at Madison Square Gardens, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, fresh off of Project Hail Mary, I think we can just swap in Ryan Gosling.
So we remember that Ryan Gosling was like famous. When we were growing up, he was like in Breaker High and shows like that.
We discovered
him. I know. And I believe we know his aunt. Did you know that?
No.
We went to church with his aunt. I don't know if she listens to this podcast, so I'll tell you the name after, but...
Really?
But that's one of my claims to fame, went down here. I'm like, you know that, like, I know his aunt.
Well,
and he was on Breaker High.
Yeah, you need to give me the name afterwards so I can drop it in every conversation that I have with my friends out here, who I can just be like, like the best part about living in Japan is actually just making up a whole new persona with no like baggage or connection. I can just tell people, everyone just believes what I'm saying.
Okay, this was not my question today, but really interesting. When you moved to Japan and you were getting to start fresh with a personality, what things did you change or tweak about your old personality in Canada?
Well, this is interesting, right? So Seiko and I talk about this a lot because we believe, and I think many people believe this as well, when you speak another language, you have a different personality in that language.
Okay.
So my Japanese speaking Ryan personality is like a little bit more goofy and like less ego, like less skin in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
English speaking Ryan is like always skin in the game, always in a performance, afraid of making a mistake, where Japanese speaking Ryan is like, embrace the mistake, own up to the fact that you don't know all of the words, make fun of yourself for like making mistakes in Japanese, or make fun of yourself for sticking out a little bit, like that kind of thing. Like there's just less ego because they don't know who I actually am or who I was supposed to be.
What the plan was.
Yeah. And so like there's just like the guard is less up, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. That's interesting because, you know, Addie, my daughter, who is living in Ecuador right now and speaks now fluent Spanish, and her personality in Spanish is very different from her English personality. She is a very spicy Latina all of a sudden. And she uses a lot of Spanglish, which is really funny. She'll be in full Spanish and then she'll drop a bra in the middle of it, and it cracks me up. But she told me, because in Spanish, there's not passive aggressive. There's only aggressive. You're only aggressive. So she's kind of like a people pleaser, and I was really worried when she moved down there that she wasn't going to tell me if she was having a bad time, or because she's really good at taking like the temperature of a room and matching that energy. And I was really worried about that. And she said since she started speaking Spanish, like she only can be aggressive. She can only be very straightforward, and it's taught her to be that way. And I'm like, I can't wait for you to come home and do that for me, because I've never learned to be straightforward and I hate confrontation. And
but she can only do it in Spanish. She can only do it in Spanish. Asking to speak to the manager in Spanish. No one knows.
Get in front of me. Please. I don't want to do this. This is upsetting, but she can do it.
Yeah.
When I moved down here, same thing. Like I was starting fresh with like personality and what I wanted people to like know about you. That's moving somewhere where nobody knows you is so strange, because you just have a blank page of who you are. And it comes without the baggage of our last name and our family, because where we lived, I feel like we were very visible. I say that all the time. Like when we were growing up, we were a very visible family. Like, not that like people knew us, but like people knew about us because we were a larger family and we had all these boys and whatever. And, so moving down here,
fighting shirtless on the front, not you.
Daniel's, I'm also in there. Daniel, I think I was when I was like 5, but Daniel's like punching the walls behind teachers' heads and stuff. Like there was a lot of baggage there.
I was tied to a tree with dental floss, which actually happened. I don't know if I told this story.
Dental floss.
Yeah, Dan. Who was it? It was Dan and one of his buddies found like dental floss somewhere, and it was like multiple like containers, and they talked me into like standing against the tree. I don't know if I was counting with my eyes closed or whatever, but they wrapped dental floss around, like head to toe dental floss on the tree in the boulevard on the right side. If you're looking from the tree, if you're looking down from the house, the tree on the bottom right side boulevard. Yep. So I'm tied to that. I'm facing Strathy, and a girl that I had an absolute crush on, she came walking by with her friend while I'm dental floss tied to the tree. Dan and his buddy are gone. The dental floss is cutting my skin, and it's mint flavored dental floss. So that's just like a nice cooling cut. And in like true Porter form, she was like, do you need help? I'm like,
no.
We're just playing a game, dental flossy. We're just here playing a little dental flossy. My brother's going to come back and cut me loose any minute now. I don't even know how I got out.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not help.
I can tell you what I don't need right now. Help from anybody.
Look at what's being
special delivery.
Keep this in.
So let me give a play-by-play. Jacqueline's youngest son is here delivering what can only be described as wheelbarrow full of French fries and a McCafe, what I'm guessing is a double sugar, double caffeine Coke in a, what is that? A gasoline jerry can? It's
she's gonna be
it's
so
a 6
crispy.
liter.
I'm so excited.
It's a 6 liter.
The delivery, me eating McDonald's while recording a podcast. Wow, this is great.
For any of the people
now we got the microphone ready so I can listen to me chew.
For any of the people here for the ASMR quality of this podcast, you're about to hear Jacqueline eating French fries.
The queen meal.
Thank you. Did you hear that? He said I'm the golfing queen.
You went golfing today.
Thank you. Can you close the door, please?
Rumor has it.
Sure.
Golfing queen.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you. Okay.
Sorry, I completely cut you off with a dental floss story that didn't really deserve airtime.
Dr. Hyland's like, do you floss? And be like,
my entire body.
Didn't need to hear that. No, what I was going to say is when I moved down here, my persona is, and still is, someone who's very in control of everything. And that's why I have deep-seated anxiety, because when I moved here, I was like, we know that Dreyer Drive was chaos all the time. And I was like, I'm going to move to Utah and I'm going to be fully in control of everything at all times. And I need people to see that I'm very in control of everything. And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it backfires. It's been 23 years, so I'm still doing it to this day.
Still spinning plates?
Spinning, throwing those balls in the air, and some drop, some don't.
I'm gonna send Naya to you for a little while and see how much you can keep up with the keeping chaos under control.
With it being so in control all the time, I'm a mess. Mentally, I'm a mess.
Well, as long as it manifests itself somewhere.
We had to skip a week, first of all, because you had shingles, and we definitely need to talk about the fact that you have shingles. Because that's crazy. But we had to skip a week because I had girls camp. That's something that I do. I took 30 girls down to like a campsite an hour away, and we were there for 4 days. And the first day I went, I'm in charge of everything. That's my job right now. It's like I'm in charge of the girls, the camp, everything. Permission slips are all signed over to me. I have 30 girls. And I got down there the first day, and they're setting up tents and whatever, and we're getting ready. And it got to be like 7, 8 at night. And it was like time to like figure out like what to do. Like, what do we do? And the entire time my brain was saying like, the adult's going to arrive. Like an adult's going to arrive and tell us what to do, without realizing like I'm the adult and I have to tell them what to do. And it was around dinner time, and I really hadn't planned anything for dinner the first day. So I loaded them all up in cars. We drove 30 minutes to the closest town and went out to dinner for our first night at camp.
Sorry, that's what you did.
I can't
so
do
for
it.
Camp, you didn't go camping.
No, we went to a place called Costa Vida that has delicious burritos, and that's what we did our first night of camp.
Did you bring food to cook at the camp?
The next days I did, like I had figured out like the days. Like,
and was bringing food also just your kids delivering you McDonald's at the campsite?
Ryan? Yes, it was. Justin was very involved, and he and his mom every single day were coming down to bring all of our food because I couldn't get my head around it. I was like, I can't do this. I did do the snack table, and it probably is like my magnum opus for snacks. Like it was the best I've ever done. So
you opened up packages that had snacks inside and maybe arranged them.
I arranged them. Yeah, I brought, are you familiar with a candy called squashies? Does that exist?
You may have talked about them on the podcast before.
Okay, so squashies are the love of my life. I am a squashy dealer at this point in time. I'm sourcing squashies all the time. Like
Yeah,
that's
you did talk about this.
Yeah, I'm always sourcing squashies. So for this camp, I knew like squashies were gonna play a big role in camp, and I bought 30 bags of squashies.
And that's
and
a
when
lot.
I say that's a lot of squashies, and like they were gonzo in the first couple of days. Like squashies were the thing out there. That's from me. And you're like you're welcome, people. I brought squash.
What did you guys do at camp this year? Well, we went to town, got some burritos. We had Uber Eats delivering every meal, and we ate squashies.
We went wakeboarding, we went tubing, and I spread the good word of squashies. That's what I do. Like I am constantly telling people about squashies. That's my job.
All right. Well,
but we got through camp, and I'm done. And thank goodness, it was very stressful. That's something like talk about being in control. 4 days of trying to just keep everybody under control was so stressful for me.
How many girls were there?
30.
30 and just you as one, like the...
No, I had other leaders with me. There was other adults there, but I was the one in charge, which was genuinely upsetting.
You were the leader of the leaders.
I'm the leader of the leaders. And so when something happened, they all would look at me and be like, what do you want to do about that? And I'd be like,
boss. Now, how many of those leaders, if you had to split them up into, they left that camp thinking Jacqueline nailed it this year, and another version or another group that's like, never again will we ever go camping with Jacqueline again.
So I came home and that's all I could think about for like 2 days was that the other adults think maybe I did a bad job. So do you want to do question of the week, or you want to talk about shingles? Actually, talk about shingles first.
Yeah, like the stuff that I've accumulated, I'm looking at my list of things, because I write memos. We know that. I write memos.
Yeah, I write memos of what we need to talk about.
Just things that I've experienced in the last little while, and like what I'm going to try to maybe work into the episodes. So those people that think I'm just like really quick on my feet, I'm not. I've practiced this in front of the mirror. I haven't, but I've made some. So maybe 3 weeks ago, whenever we were supposed to record the next episode, the last episode, the Sunday prior to, so we record on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday. I woke up on the Sunday and my eye was really swollen with these like 2 lumps in my eyebrow, and my left side like lymph nodes were pretty swollen as well. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And what I had thought was that like I just been working out and like maybe some sweat got trapped in my eyebrow or something, and just I don't know. Yeah, it's really gross. Seiko's like, you need to go to the doctor. I'm like, fine. So I go to the doctor. That's how
You go to the doctor all the time, first of all.
Do you know Japan ranks
constantly
Japan ranks #1 in the world for doctor visits per person. And
per person.
one, it's so easy to get a doctor's appointment. It's so quick. It is so cheap. Why not?
You're like I might as well. What else am I going to do on a Sunday?
The porter like tough it out, and like you can't show you have a cold. You're coughing. You have a cold.
So
like what is? Oh, how weak is your immune system? Like, I'm sorry. I'm an adult. I'm gonna go get medicine because I want to get over this.
Just tough it out.
Yeah, like it's such a weird. Like even Seiko says to this, like she's like, you know, you can just go to the doctor whenever you want. That's why you pay a ridiculous amount of money to health insurance every year, right? Like
we are both married to people who are so confused at some of our reactions when they're like, why don't you just go do the thing?
Yes.
That is so easy for them to do. Like it's so easy for the Justin can call the cable company and tell them we don't want their cable plan anymore, and he's like, Jacqueline, you just call someone and you can just say what you want. And I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Not without a script and a teleprompter. Seiko's the same.
Bring your script to the doctor.
Seiko's like, I'll just call them and figure it out right now. And she's like, I'm like in the car without even thinking about this before you call. And I'm like giving her tips. I'm like, here's what you might
should do.
She's like, I'm just going to ask them. I'm like, oh, this is going to go so horribly. It's completely fine.
Yeah, the ability to just like pick up the phone and make the call is not something that I can do.
No, I will not pick up when someone calls me, figure out who it is, develop my script, then call them back.
This is completely, here's an aside for this. Our next door neighbor hates our guts, okay?
It's your in-laws, so we should make sure that everyone knows each
Our other neighbors, our in-laws are fine with us. Our other neighbors hate our guts. Okay, I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, that they are constantly complaining to us about things. They want us to cut down a tree that is dropping leaves in their yard. They're always at us for something. And for a while, it was over our dog. Like, they really hate our dog, Birdie. They don't want to even see her face. And literally one time I was sitting out on the porch listening to them, like, talk about us and our dog, like, how much they hate her. I don't know why. I don't know why they hate her. Sometimes, like, our dog will go up to our in-laws' house because they also have a dog and they play on in the yard and stuff like that. And our neighbors hate that we let our dog just, like, wander up there sometimes.
Sure.
Okay. And they're very scared that our dog is going to dig up their garden. This has never happened. I don't know why they are so upset about that. The last time we were in Canada visiting mom and dad, so like October, they called us and they were like, your dog has been in our yard. She's digging up all of our stuff. We boarded our dog in a different city before we left. So she was at the border. So we told them, they're older people. We told them like, oh, we're actually in Canada right now. We're not home. And they were like, well, you need to talk to the person who has Birdie because they're letting her come up here and dig in the garden. And we were like, she is in a different city right now. Like she is not there. I don't know whose dog it is, but it's not our dog. Like, they hate her guts. This morning I wake up and, we have a Ring camera like everybody else in the world. This morning I wake up and I have a missed ring at 6:30 a.m. It is our next door neighbor who hates us. And he is upset because one of our sprinklers broke in the night, like our sprinkler system, and is spraying his driveway. He's very upset about this. And I only know this because obviously we didn't answer the ring. We're all in bed at 6:30.
Sorry,
we're asleep.
This wasn't like you caught them like walking across the driveway and looking at they rang the doorbell?
They rang the doorbell at
6:30 a.m.?
Yeah, 6:30 a.m. And the only reason I know he was upset about the sprinkler was Andrew, my son, went out to go to work in the morning. And he was like, I put a tennis ball on top of that sprinkler that's broken. Like, you need to take care of it. It's on the driveway. And Andrew's like,
you already took care of it, sir.
Okay, cool, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm 17 years old. He leaves to work and I'm like, he tells me like, this is what happened. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess. While we were golfing, he comes and rings the doorbell again 2 times and is like looking in our windows like this to see if we're not home. And I'm like, bro, it's water on your driveway. You're going to need to relax about this. I don't know what you want me to do right in this moment. And I am so annoyed about it.
What does he do when it rains? Who does he complain to?
Puts a tarp over his driveway.
Tennis ball
not on him,
everything.
not on my watch. All he does is work in his yard, and it's like his pride and joy. And I think that's why he hates us, is because I don't care about my yard at all, and that really upsets him.
Are you replacing?
So we are.
Are you replacing all your grass with clover? It's a TikTok trend.
Clover smells like Ajax to me.
Okay.
Like I'll be on like we were just on the golf course, and there's clover on there, and it smells so much like summer in Ajax. Like a hot summer day in Ajax smells like clover.
I need to smell clover so that I can confirm.
Okay, I'm gonna remind you. Yeah, find some clover.
Just mail me some. Dry some and mail it to me, and let's see.
Like, I'm sure that'll look totally normal. Just shipping leaves.
Yeah, it'll explain my next absence. So back to the absence.
So anyway, shingles. Yes,
go to the doctor. Doctor's like, yeah, you have shingles. I'm like, bro, I'm not 70. Like, nice try. And he's like,
I'm not Jacqueline's neighbor.
Yeah, he's like, well, what I can tell you is this. It is the inflammation of nerves. It is going to burn or feel like itchy or like electrical shocks or like someone is cutting you. And it can last for up to a year. And I was like, you are off your rocker.
Are you serious?
And he's like, here's 3 different, he said, here's 2 different kinds of pain meds. This is for this and this is for that. Here's the shingles medicine. And I'm going to get you. So like one was antiviral, one was antibacterial, because he was like, if there's a small chance I'm wrong, we'll have the other bases covered.
It might be, okay, yeah.
Didn't believe him at all, right? Like I come home and like by the minute my face is just getting bigger, like and swelling more and more. And so like, I'm like, no. And then so the next day I'm like, Seiko, let's go to the hospital. This is not shingles. This is probably an emergency. Like, cause I woke up the next day
Yeah, I look like the Elephant Man.
I was a chipmunk that has been storing, next season's whatever in my cheek. And I started developing this rash on my hairline that was like crawling down my forehead. And now my eye was like completely swollen shut. And she's like, well, let's just go to the skin doctor first because everything is separated here. So go to the skin doctor and he's like, this is the clearest cut case of shingles I've ever seen. And he's
and
like,
you're
yeah. He's like, does it feel like, he's like, does it feel like this? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, does it feel like that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you feel like your hair is standing up all through your hair? I'm like, yeah, it's super itchy. He's like, and do you have any other like lesions in your hair? I'm like, yeah, there's some like rough spots in there. He's like, is it only on one side? I'm like, yep. He's like, shingles. This is just the clearest cut. He's like, I'm going to prescribe you a little bit more shingles medicine and actually 2 more pain meds. So you're going to take this like
were they at least good pain meds?
Yeah. Like you could tell the second they stopped working because the only way I can explain it, and this is such a boring podcast so far, but the only way I can explain it, like
what do you mean? Me complaining about my neighbor and you talking about shingles? This is the content people are asking for.
I'll try to get some good stories in here, but it felt like a scalpel was like being run through my eyebrow, and like just as it gets to one side, it like resets and then just goes through again and goes through again. And so it was like that for weird. Like a solid week, and you can still see like a little bit of like discoloration, like red on my hairline here, and my eyebrow still doesn't feel 100%, and it just feels now like your hair is standing up. So like my eyebrow just gets like a wave of like, it feels like all my eyebrow hairs are standing up. And then like just on my left side, it feels like all the hair is standing up from time to time, super itchy and stuff. But apparently it just like it decreases a little bit every day. And it can last up to a year for some people.
Is it going to last for a year to you? You think it's like getting
it's already
better?
No. I think it's. I'm not taking medicine anymore. It's mostly better. The pain is completely gone. So I think I'm mostly.
You're like, I'm actually pretty good at shingles. So
pretty good at beating shingles.
It's fine.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty strong immune system. Seiko made fun of me nonstop. I slept in a different room. It's not necessarily contagious. And for those of you who are wondering, it's chickenpox, but like the adult version, the grown-up version.
I believe it's like you had to have had chickenpox. And it's like the virus lives in your body forever.
Yeah, and it just decides like, today's the day. I'm going to try to make a run for it and get back out.
When I got chickenpox, it was when like it was common to make your child get chickenpox so that you got it over with.
Yeah, go play.
And so I got chickenpox from my friend who lived around the corner from me. She got chickenpox and mom was like, cool, go play with her so you get chickenpox and we get this over with. Like I distinctly remember being like 8, 9 years old and going to play with this friend so that I would get sick too. And then we were done. So probably I'm going to get shingles eventually.
Well, you usually don't get it until you're older. And I think women get it more. But anyway, it's weird. And you can get it 100 times. It's not just like one and done. You can get it multiple times.
Good information the week of my birthday where I'm getting older.
Yeah. So your countdown to shingles has started. But yeah,
probably going to happen on my birthday.
So had shingles, experienced my first little, right now there's like an I don't want to make it sound bigger than it is. There is a little bit of rhetoric or conversation around foreigners in Japan right now.
Okay, yes, I've heard this.
So they're jacking the fees on like your permanent residency applications. They've changed fees for certain visas. Very like I'm talking 10x prices. They're pricing some
they're making it clear like we don't want this.
Yeah, please go home. Pricing people out of Japan in some cases and just kind of like making it uncomfortable for others. Whatever, I don't really care, but it's this thing, and I think I might have experienced my first like anti-foreigner sentiment in the last. So
do tell.
So last Tuesday, I was waiting to pick up Noah from school. Noah she's past a milestone. She doesn't want me to go to the school to pick her up anymore. She wants me to stay in the parking lot that we park at, very close to the school, and she wants to walk the 4 minutes from school to the parking lot with her friends. She's ready for that. I don't stay in the car. I go and wait at the like entrance to the parking lot, and all the kids pass. They all know me. Like Man, they all know me. Like, they all know me.
You know, well, again, very visible. We are visible people.
Yeah, here too, like people walk by and like, hey, my dad's an American. And I'm like, cool, I'm not American. And then, there's this one little group that calls me Kanadajin-sama. That's like Canadian-sama, right? They're like, Kanadajin-sama, like, say something in English. And they'll like walk by or whatever. And
like, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. I just kind of own the block.
Happy Canada Day, guys.
Yeah. And so I'm watching this one day, so the last Tuesday or whatever, in her school, all of the grade 1 students that go to the same after school program, they make them walk together and they appoint one of the grade 1 kids the leader. So like it would have been me. Like I would have been the leader.
Obviously.
To give you the persona of like the leader of the grade 1 kids. And so I'm like just like kind of leaning up against the fence, watching kids go by, and I don't know this group of kids that I'm seeing. So I look down, I see this group of grade 1 kids, and I see their leader, and this guy is just owning leadership position. So he's walking down, he's like, guys, be careful. Everyone be careful. A car is coming. Please be careful. I'm like, they chose the right guy.
Look at this kid.
They chose the right guy. They chose the right guy. They take a few more steps, and the guy's like, guys, everybody be careful. There's some garbage on the ground. Don't pick it up. No one touch it. There's garbage on the ground. Everyone, it's right here. Don't pick it up. And I'm like, wow, this guy, look at him. Did they vote? Did this guy just naturally, like, how did this? I kid you not, they take a few more steps, and the guy's like, everyone stop. There's some dog poo here. No one step in it. All right, guys, everybody be careful. Do not step in the dog poo.
What is dog poo in Japanese?
Well, he said, wanchan no unchi. Wanchan no unchi. So wanchan is like the cute name for a dog, and unchi is poo. So
okay. Just needed to know that.
He's like, guys, it's right here. Please be careful. Do not step in the poo. And I'm like, this guy he's doing it. He's living up to the leadership role. And so they're getting to me, and they get in front of me, and the kid's like, he stops and he scans me from like my toes to like my eyes. So he's scanning up and he meets my eyes. And as he's staring at me directly in my eyes, he goes, everybody be careful. There's a foreigner here. Please be careful. There's a foreigner here. And I'm like,
so it was from a 6-year-old this happens.
He's 5. From a 6-year-old. He's 5 or 6, yeah. He's like, there is a foreigner here. And I'm like, wait. I'm thinking like garbage, poo, foreigner. Like, this is not what we do. Come on. This is a different level. Like, come on. Of course I don't say that. I'm dying laughing. And so they start to pass, and now they're all watching me. And so I shout out in Japanese. I'm like, yeah, like everyone, there's a foreigner here, but this foreigner understands a little bit of Japanese. So like, let's maybe be careful with saying things like that. Right? Like, just
okay, so you're trying to teach them like a little lesson.
Teach you guys a lesson. Maybe even scare them a little bit. So like I say I say that as like the last kid is passing. The leader, without skipping a beat, doesn't even turn around. He goes, guys, be careful. That foreigner speaks a little bit of Japanese. He's dangerous.
Great. So that's how you're going to be known forever.
Yeah. I'm like, great. This is how it starts. This is how it starts with the grade 1
You're
kids.
Like, I'm going to get run out of my home. They're not going to let me live here anymore. Do you remember we had friends who also had a large family that lived near us. They went to the same school as us.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And they had a large van.
Yes.
And one day, it was in the midst of stranger danger. Like, stranger danger was really like happening. It was probably like 1993.
Do you know where your children are? White vans.
White vans. And
the vehicles, not the shoes.
Well, yeah. Everybody's wearing white vans. No, this family had a white van. And they went to pick up their kids during the day at the school for a dentist appointment. And one of the girls in my class saw it out the window and told the teacher that those kids were getting kidnapped. And the teacher called the police on this family, and they were like, we're literally just going to the dentist. We happen to have a white van. We apologize. We have 7 children, not a white van.
Does look awfully suspicious, just loading all those children.
You're like, just get a different van, guys.
Yeah. Get some windows. Just put some windows.
Why would you?
Paint them on. Just paint the windows on.
It's just a cargo van sitting in the back.
Because that was like the thing, right? Like the white cargo van, windowless, picking kids up and throwing them in the back, taking them away.
That was our number one fear in 1993.
Huge fear.
Yeah, it's still a fear. I'm still scared. all the time. I used to be really good at when I was young, I'd be walking home and I would feel like a car coming up behind me. And then I would pretend to go to the house that was like right in front of me as I was walking so that the car thought that I lived there. I don't know why I did it every time. I was like, this car's going to kidnap me. I'm like, okay. The way that I thought I was going to be important enough to kidnap as
that
a
you were
child.
kidnapping quality.
That I literally thought I was going to be kidnapped because like I have such main character energy, and I was like, obviously I'm going to get kidnapped. Like I'm catnip to kidnappers.
The stories that I would tell myself walking home to like make myself look dangerous. And by the way, I still do that out here. You want to talk about
that's why you're getting in trouble for being a foreigner.
You want to talk about the image that we like try to like reset when you go to a new place? I do things like when I'm walking. This literally happened. I went to this shop close to our house. Like I had to pick something up. I don't know what it was, probably frozen fruit or yogurt or something. And I went to pick it up. I buy it. But as I'm walking through the parking lot, the sun had gone down. And as I'm walking back to my car, I was parked pretty far away, and there's not a lot of cars there are not a lot of cars in the parking lot. But the amount of times I like shoulder check myself, but not in like a scared way, in like a, if somebody sees him,
show me what it would look like.
Like almost like you're checking for police. Like you're checking for police or an enemy.
Because I'm so dangerous that I'm the predator. I'm the predator now.
Not the predator, but was he involved in organized crime? Is that why he's doing this? Is he looking over his shoulder because one of the leaders from the opposing group is plotting against him? That guy's he's mysterious.
I love to think that I'm mysterious, so I agree. I'm going to start shoulder checking when I walk around. So people think I'm mysterious too.
It is an actual thing in Japan, shoulder checking. Like people walking through train stations, it's all over YouTube.
I saw that.
Where they hammer people, and there's one.
And like sometimes it's women. Like
it's usually women.
They hammer women.
It's usually
how
women.
Dare you?
Men doing it to women, and there's like a viral video actually right now where a guy from Korea followed one of these guys who's like smashing people, and the guy from Korea is a big guy, and he confronts him, and to watch the little man become littler is so pleasing, is so satisfying.
It's so satisfying.
Just to watch him like shrink physically and watching his ego just kind of disappear because he's just plowing people in their shoulders as they walk by.
Like he's just so big and so tough.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. And that's what I want people to think I am without smashing my shoulder easily.
Actually shoulder checking women. Yeah. I wonder if it's like that type of man, like they don't have contact with women that often, and so like this is the way that they assert like they have contact with women. It's so bizarre. It's so creepy.
If we had a different genre of podcast, I think maybe we could probably unpack that a little bit.
Unpack that question of the week. Do you feel like incels? No.
But let's get into the question of the week because it is 45 minutes into this. And I don't know what we've done or accomplished.
I have a juicy topic. So juicy. Okay. So get ready. Question of the week. So I was golfing today.
Yes.
And as established, actually, so I had this outfit on. Aaron, my youngest, we were at the dentist this morning. I had to have 2 teeth pulled because he has a tiny porter mouth, just like us, and crowding teeth. All the porters have tiny mouths. And he's in there and he's got the gas on, right? And he's vibing. He's vibing with the dentist, which is what he does. My youngest is our dad. He's just really friendly, talks to everybody. And he overshares a lot. And he was telling the dentist, like, my mom said I could go golfing because that's how I bribed him to go get his teeth pulled. I was like,
You brought him golfing after?
Yeah. It was the 4 of us, like my husband and my 2 boys. That's who we went golfing with tonight. And that's how I bribed him into going to the dentist because he was really scared. And I was like, you can go golfing after. So he was telling the dentist, like, I'm going to go golfing. And the dentist is like, oh, that's great. And he was like, my mom wants to wear a crop top to golfing. Which, like, I do. Like, yeah, this outfit he was talking about. She's like, she has an outfit that is a crop top. And it has cherries on it, and she's gonna wear it golfing. And the dentist is like,
hold on, this means that you've announced it at some point. He's not making this up. You have announced it to the family that this is what you intend to do when you go golfing. Well, here's
the thing. I wanted to wear this. We were going to a place. I don't know if they have it up there. Top Golf. It's like where you just go do drives, right?
Wait, so that's what that was going golfing?
No, I wanted to wear this. Okay, I wanted to wear this outfit to Top Golf a couple weeks ago. And Justin reminded me we were going out to dinner afterwards. So I was like, oh, shoot, I can't wear like a full golfing outfit then because that's weird to go out to dinner afterwards. And so Aaron had listened to this conversation that Justin and I had a couple weeks ago. And so he's telling the dentist, like, my mom's going to wear her crop top to golfing tonight. And the dentist's like, oh, wow. And I'm like, why is he saying this? And Aaron goes, she's going to make that golf course look like Hooters. He is 10 years old. And he's like blitzed on friggin' what's it called? Nitrous oxide. And I was like, what the heck? And the dentist is dying laughing. I'm like, I don't even know how he knows what Hooters is.
Did the dentist take a hit after? Yeah, Hooters, bro.
Like, bro. And I'm like, I have never been so embarrassed in my life. I wanted to die. I was like, because sometimes when your kid says something crazy, you're like, you can follow it up and like smooth it over. What can I do? I'm like, it's a normal shirt, and I don't know why he knows about Hooters. This is news to me. We've never been to Hooters. I don't think there's a single Hooters in Utah. Like, think about it, honestly. and just apparently I'm just ruining the golf course with this crop top of mine. It really upset him. Anyway, so going golfing. Oh my gosh, question of the week. What is golfing? I was thinking that like this is something that I took up as an adult, and I wish that I could do it with Daniel. Like I wish that every time I'm golfing, I'm like, oh, this would be so fun to do with Daniel. What's something that you've picked up as an adult that you wish you could share with like your siblings, our family?
So there are actually two things that I think would be cool to share with y'all. One is I like taking pictures. So I like going out and with no agenda and just walking around and taking pictures. And I don't like necessarily post them all on social. I scroll through them. I edit them as if I'm going to post them on social. And I scroll.
You agonize over it.
Scroll through my phone. And like, yeah, this one would be great. I'm going to put this in a photo book one day and like put them on our little digital frame here. But I really like taking photos, and it's my version of like fishing, right? Where like you go out and you cast a bunch of times, and maybe one every 100 casts, you catch a fish.
Really, really turns out.
That's how I feel. That's what I feel like I'm doing with taking pictures. And I struggle to even say photography because I don't want to. But
I get it.
But I go out there.
I take pictures. I'm not a photographer.
Snap a bunch of pictures and then come back and I'm like, ooh, like this one, I didn't notice this little detail. And like I take the pictures not necessarily to like tell a story, but for me to almost like uncover the story afterwards. To like take the photo and then like go home and check and be like, oh, look at this little detail, or look at the way they're facing, or the way the light's bouncing off. Because 90% of the time I'm out here and it's just too bright to see anything anyway. I'm like, was this a good picture? And I get home and check it. But I think it'd be cool to like go out with one or two of you guys with cameras in hands and just like just like snapping.
Actually, it would be really fun.
And then like comparing afterwards, being like, oh, check this out. I didn't notice this thing or whatever. So that's one of them for sure.
I made the mistake of buying a nice camera. And I bought it for my daughter, who's very artistic. So I was like, here you go. Here, we've talked about it before. The dance culture in Utah is over the top crazy. Like you have to do a day date and you have to do a dinner. And it's like usually like a 3-day process to go to a dance, like to prom or whatever. It takes like 3 days. And one of the things you have to do every dance is a photo shoot, right? Okay. Like everybody does a photo shoot as part of it. And word got out that I have a nice camera.
So therefore...
Therefore, I have now become the designated picture taker. I'm not going to say photographer. I'm a mess. I'm terrible at it. But I've become the designated picture taker for all these dances. And it stresses me out so much because I'm not a good photographer. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm putting everything on auto and hoping for the best. I can't touch any settings whatsoever. And I hate doing it. And sometimes like kids will call me like Andrew's group, obviously I'll go take pictures with him. He's my son. But I'll get calls from other groups.
Is this portraits? Is this porter portraits?
And I'm like, and then I have to come up with like a location and like tell them to do all these poses. And I do not know what I'm doing. It's so stressful. I think going with you and taking like fun pictures and trying to see things differently would be such a cool experience.
Well, I've watched dozens of hours of like composition, light, storytelling, street photography, all of that stuff. Like I'm just interested because I like telling stories, and this is like a different way to tell a story or to discover a story, right? So that's kind of like the approach. I'm usually not taking pictures of like people. If I am, they're just like, they're part of the scene of the story. I try not to get in people's faces and stuff like that, but I just enjoy it. So that's definitely one thing. The other thing, and I think you live in a parallel world with reading. So, okay, because you can read and I can't read. We've established that. No,
we've established that I'm literate and you are not.
Yeah, you read nonstop, and I watch a lot of movies, or I try to watch, and the movies are typically not. Most cases is like, actually, most cases Zootopia 2. We've been watching Zootopia 2 nonstop, literally 4 or 5 times a week. Sheep Detectives. What was the other one? Hoppers. Those are all the ones that's the cycle right now, but. I do watch like maybe just a little off the beaten path movies. Some of them are like really kind of like quirky and funny in weird ways that like I think we would probably enjoy and like many people enjoy, but like they're not the ones that like everyone's necessarily talking about. And other times like they're like devastating movies, like movies where like it ends.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you remember when you first moved to Japan and like, again, we were not close until you moved away. And one of the ways that we connected while you were in Japan, because we finally started talking as normal people and not hating each other. And you were watching this Japanese movie series called
1 Liter of Tears.
1 Liter of Tears. It's the saddest thing I've ever watched in my life. I was like, why are you making me watch this? And it's like this girl who falls in love with this boy, and like, I don't know, she has some type of ALS, I want to say, where her body stops working. And so like day by day, her body is working less and less. And this boy is like taking care of her, and they cry 1 liter of tears. Like, what on earth are you making me watch here?
Yeah. So like those are, of course I love goofy, funny stuff, but I also sometimes just want to watch like some movie with like social commentary that's like baked into it, or like
and then discuss it afterwards, like dissect it. Yeah,
and even just being like, did you catch that? Or like, what did you think of that? Or just like dive into like some of the imagery or the storytelling, the visual storytelling, like that kind of stuff, because I do enjoy that. Like I watched this movie on Friday. The movie's called After Sun. And
why have I heard of this? I know I've heard of After Sun.
Like I'm sure many people have heard of it. It's a movie that like a lot of people were talking about, I think, when it was released, because it wasn't released like this year.
I heard it like as an underrated movie. Like I was watching like a content creator be like, one of the most underrated movies of the year.
Yeah, so it's on those lists. It would be on one of those lists. Like, you guys haven't heard of this, but you should watch it. And like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to talk about it. It was. I don't even want to, like, if someone, like, it was burned in my brain for the next 4 days. And, like, I sat there. So I was watching it by myself. Seiko put the girls to bed, and then she passed out with them. And she came out to, like, grab a drink of water or something like that right at the end of the movie. And so she came out.
How hard were you crying?
I didn't look at her. I didn't look. And she was like... So she was like also like in like half sleep mode. So she does her thing. She goes back into the room. And the next day she was like, were you angry at me last night? I was like, when? She's like, when you came out. I was like, no, I was sobbing.
I'm sobbing.
I couldn't turn around to look at you because it probably would have like triggered it all again. And I was like, I just needed to sit there and be like by myself. And it wasn't because of anything it showed. It was my interpretation or reading of. Okay. And then extrapolating that through my entire life. And then like just sitting there to the point where like I just scrolled family photos for the next like 2 hours, still sobbing. And like, it's just, I don't know why I want the like the residual feeling, or I don't know what it is, but
you want to you want to talk about it like with someone. You're like, I just need to discuss this so I understand what's happening.
I think there's an overlap. Like I said, also with your reading, right? I think you get lost in a book and maybe you want to discuss it with us and you realize that.
Of course.
Very borderline literate.
Every so often you and I will read a book at the same time. Did you know that they are making Dungeon Crawler Carl into a series?
Yes, I did know that. And
so they're casting for him right now, and I'm real excited about it. Get in there, Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. All right, so what's yours?
Oh, I said golfing for sure with Daniel. I would love to do that. I also would love to travel with Jonathan specifically. Like, that's something that I would love to do. Like, hop over to the UK, take a train, and because Jonathan would take care of everything for me and speak all the languages, and I could just follow along. And I think he would be so fun to travel with. And so I would say golf with Daniel. And I want to travel more with Jonathan. Like, I've never done it before, and I feel like we could travel together without wanting to murder each other, which is really important, right?
Yeah, and there was, I think in one of our very first episodes, we talked about which sibling we would want to go on
Amazing Race
with, and all of our siblings chimed in with a little bit of trash talk, except for Jonathan, who I think we both chose.
We were fighting over Jonathan.
All right, so golf and travel. Golf with Dan.
There we go.
Travel with Jonathan.
Sorry, you're not involved in anything that I want to share. This is what I'm sharing with you is this podcast.
Yeah, I think actually I would be willing to bet that if anybody was maybe close to the same type of movie, I would actually probably cast a vote. And I don't know, but maybe he listens to the podcast. Dallin. I believe Dallin might be there. Jonathan likes a different type of movie. I know that, and sometimes we have an overlap. I'm sure
Jonathan likes really sad documentaries.
Yeah. And then I think that Dallin and I might have an overlap there.
Let's start a movie. Should we start a movie podcast?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
One of my favorite podcasts is called Blank Check, and it's about directors who have early success in their career, and then they're given blank checks to create whatever they want. So they do entire series of different directors. And their podcast is usually at least 3 times as long as the actual movie that they're discussing.
just 6 hour runtime.
I love it. Right? Do I want to listen to 3.5 hours about WALL-E? Yeah, I do. That sounds great. I get so much done listening to it. So you probably like it. Okay. Topic today. So from the very beginning of this podcast, there's been a topic that I wanted to tackle, but I could never figure out how to do it because I don't want to get canceled. Right?
Great. Well, let's do it. We're riding high. Our ratings and our subscribers have never been higher.
We know that if one of us is going to get canceled, it's going to be me. And so I just want to dive headfirst in it. And that's because I wanted to talk about Michael Jackson really bad. Right? And I couldn't understand, specifically, he obviously has siblings and a sibling dynamic, but the truth of the Jackson 5 and everything is actually really too sad to talk about on the podcast. I don't want to talk about the sad parts, right? And I also don't want to talk about anything that happened after 1989.
Okay.
Because that starts to get real murky too. So I was reading about the Jackson 5, and I noticed again and again, specifically when Michael Jackson would win awards or be on stage, he would often say shout out to all of my brothers. I love them so much. Even Jermaine. And I was always like, why does he always specifically say even Jermaine? And the truth is that Michael Jackson and Jermaine had a massive sibling rivalry that I was not aware of. And that's how I think we're going to couch this conversation. I want to talk Michael versus Jermaine specifically.
Okay.
I have a lot of pages of research to get through. Let's just start with the early years. Again, I'm not going to dive into what really happened with Jackson 5. Just go watch the Michael movie. You'll be able to see it, which I definitely went to go see. And my friend who gets really into movies and believes that she was part of it was on Amazon looking for gloves that we could wear. And I was like, no, we're not just walking around with a single glove. So we know that the Jackson 5 started in Gary, Indiana, 1964. The original members are Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael. They signed with Steeltown Records in 1967, and they then leave for Motown Records, which was a big move because Motown Records was huge in 1968. When they started, Jermaine was slated to be the lead of the Jackson 5. He had a very good voice, and even his dad, Joe Jackson, would say that Jermaine was the more talented of the Jackson 5, and that's what they expected, especially because he was a little bit older. He was like teenage heartthrob material, and so they were like, okay, Jermaine's going to lead this, and the rest are going to be. Unfortunately, Michael gets out on stage, and he can move, right? That's Michael Jackson's whole thing, even as a little kid. And people go crazy for Michael Jackson. Like, as this little kid who can move and sing, he has a real high-pitched voice. I listened to a couple of the songs where they originally recorded it with Jermaine's voice, and it sounds crazy because you're so used to hearing Michael sing ABC, sing I'll Be There, sing I Want You Back. Like, that's I'll Be There is my favorite Jackson 5 song. I love it. So over five years, they have 17 top 40 singles with Motown. Right. And Michael Jackson is running the show. Like, it's clear that he is the lead of the Jackson 5. In 1976, Jermaine is like, I need to leave this group because the Jackson 5 signs with Epic Records in 1975. They leave. While they were at Motown Records, Jermaine met and married the daughter of the person who owns Motown Records, Berry Gordy.
Okay.
So when they're ready to leave for another, what's it called? When they leave for Epic Records, Jermaine feels loyalty towards Berry Gordy. So he decides that he's going to stay on Motown as a solo artist, right? They did not realize that Berry Gordy actually trademarked the Jackson 5, and they're not allowed to use that to promote themselves afterwards at Epic Records. And it also said that Michael was pretty worried about leaving Motown Records because Berry Gordy was kind of like a father figure to him. He obviously had a really complicated relationship with his own father, Joe Jackson, and really leaned on Berry Gordy. Anyway, so Jermaine stays at Motown until 1983. He eventually signs with Clive Davis again as a solo artist. Does not do very well. There's a reason we don't hear a lot of Jermaine Jackson songs to this day.
But
go ahead.
Jermaine is often referred to in hip hop. Like, there are lots of different artists that name drop Jermaine in their lyrics.
Why do you think that is?
So I think people view Jermaine as like the real Jackson brother. Like, he was like the street guy, and Michael was the pop guy.
Yes.
Right? And so
that's interesting.
Drake has mentioned him. Rick Ross has mentioned him. Kendrick has mentioned him. J. Cole has mentioned him in different lines in their songs. Something about Jermaine.
Mm-hmm. I think people understand, like, he was kind of, I don't know what the word is. Like, I mean, he was screwed out of being bigger than he was, I think. Because of the surprise that Michael Jackson was going to be so huge.
Yeah, and there's one line in particular that might actually like round that Jermaine conversation out. So there's a song called "You and the Six" by Drake, and Drake. I'm not going to rap it because
please do,
because I would do it better. I would be the Michael then. I would shine. Drake would then easily be Jermaine. So
you can't. Drake's already having a hard time. You cannot do that to him right now.
Well, I think he just did pretty good with dropping 3 albums on the same day, and they're all incredible. But anyways, so he in You and the Six, he says, "I used to get stressed out about it. She say, go get your money, don't worry about it. I used to worry about my brother. She say, he's Jermaine. He gonna figure it out. He's a Jackson." Okay,
so yeah, I guess people know like the basic story of Jermaine, right? Like, people know about it, but he was not. They tried to pit Michael and Jermaine against each other in order to promote their records. So in 1973, Michael releases a record. In May 1973, Jermaine also releases a record, and they kind of use it like, which Jackson's going to sell more records? Obviously, Michael does.
Yeah.
And Jermaine doesn't do as well. Michael kind of starts to separate from the family around this time. Around the time that he releases Thriller, he's starting to try to be around his family less. He wants to be a solo artist. Joe Jackson forces Michael into the Victory Tour which is in 1984. The Victory Tour was the full Jackson 5. Michael did not want to do it. But they came to him and said,
Do we know why?
I think he was doing so well with Thriller. He just wanted to be a solo artist. That was his plan. But the Jacksons came to him and said, like, basically, we need the money. So we need you to do this because you're watching out for the rest of the family here. Like, do the Victory Tour. All 6 Jackson brothers are involved in it. Even Jermaine, and Michael and Jermaine are famously not speaking to each other during this time. They do 55 concerts as the Jackson 5 in his time. They gross $75 million. Adjusted for today's money, it would be about $232 million.
Okay.
Michael often refused to rehearse, but would show up. But after 55 concerts, they were supposed to actually go on a European and Australian leg of the tour. Michael announces after the 55th concert, "This is my last concert. We're not doing this again." So
without
effectively, does not consult anybody.
He's like, "Thank you for coming to our last show." It was like,
literally, and everybody's furious. Like the rest of the Jacksons are furious because they thought they were going to have 2 more legs of the tour. 1989, Jackson 5 tries to release a new album, but Michael only sings on one of the songs. That's all he gives them the time for. So he's really just finally like, I'm done with the Jackson 5. I'm not going to do it alone. At this time, he's also they have this home that Michael Jackson purchased, and all the Jacksons live in it. Michael doesn't live in it anymore, and he is still paying the bills that they estimated were about $25,000 a month.
Okay.
And Michael Jackson was taking care of that for his family, and Jermaine was one of the people who was living there, but Jermaine still had these negative feelings towards Michael at this time. It's just complicated because he has to lean on Michael for any type of fame and success, but he doesn't like having to do it. Jermaine ends up signing as the first artist of LaFace Records, which is L.A. Reid and Babyface, right? Yep. They start their own record company, and Jermaine Jackson is the first artist that they sign. Michael finds out about this and flies L.A. Reid and Babyface out to Neverland Ranch for 3 weeks where they work together, and he's saying, like, we can do a new record together. Let's write some songs together. Let's do some production. They actually do. I don't think any of the songs were actually released, but he did it specifically to kind of tie them up so that they could not be involved in Jermaine's record, which is real sneaky.
Yeah.
Jermaine finds out about this and like literally is like, release me from the contract. Like, I don't want to be with you guys if this is the way it's going to work. This is 1991. This is when Jermaine writes a song called Word to the Bad. Okay. I need to read you some of the lyrics of Word to the Bad. So it says, "What up, yo, word to the bad." The first verse, reconstructed, been abducted, don't know who you are. Think they love you, they don't know you, lonely superstar. Never think about who you love, only think about number one. You forget where you started from. You only care about what you want, don't care about how it's done. You only think about you, your throne, be it right or wrong. Okay? Verse 2, which is real rough. Once you were made, you changed your shade. Was your color wrong? Could not turn back. It's a known fact. You are too far gone. You know I tried to be there for you like a brother. I care for you. It didn't matter. You always play me off. You only care about what you want. You don't care about how it's done. You only think about you, your throne, be it right or wrong. And it goes on, and it's a long song. That's only some of it. There's also like a third rap that he does.
Okay.
Again, I can't rap it, but just thinking about that pie you've been taking from me, from a brother to another brother, hard to believe. Lost and don't know it, yet you still show it. Given seems to be harder than it is to receive. The glass has gotten shady. Time to make it clear. Clean it up. Let's start with the man in the mirror.
Right?
So there's more of the song, but Jermaine writes the song. And it is leaked to a bunch of radio stations. To this day, they're like, we don't know how it got leaked or who leaked it, but a bunch of radio stations got a hold of it. They start playing it basically back to back with Black and White. Black and White had just come out at the time. So they're playing Word to the Bad, Black and White. Word to the Bad, Black and White, to show everybody like the difference between the two brothers and this rivalry between them. Jermaine maintains to this day that it was not supposed to be leaked, and no one was actually supposed to hear the song. Like, he recorded it for himself.
Sure, as we all do.
And,
I've got a stack.
When you're real mad.
You have hard drives filled with disc tracks against every sibling. Yeah, just me against you.
Do you remember you had a rap once and I made it my ringtone?
It sounds like it tracks. It tracks.
Yeah,
you were always supporting.
Yeah, I'm supportive. It was a good ringtone, actually. So he says no one was supposed to hear the song. He pulls it off the air. Michael Jackson is furious about it, right? And he has so much pull in the industry that he also tells them, like, if you ever play the song again, you'll never be able to play any of my music on your radio station ever again.
But Jermaine, correct me if I'm wrong, like, Jermaine does sell records and it has success.
He sells record. It's just that when it's compared to the astronomical success of Michael Jackson, who is probably the most famous person of all time.
Sure. I can imagine it's the four of you sitting at a table with me and trying to compare your success to, of course, the overwhelming,
incredible,
overshadowing success that I've experienced in my life.
Rap career that you had. My rap career pales in comparison. This is when they go pretty much no contact. Michael continues to pay for the home that Jermaine lives in, but they don't speak anymore. In 2001, they create this 30th anniversary special for the Jackson 5. It's at Madison Square Garden. Jermaine and Michael perform together, and they kind of act like it's kind of patched up. But in the background, like, this was all engineered to make it look like they were patching things up and that the Jackson 5 were back together again. Behind the scenes, they had so many contracts to even get to that point about how they were going to interact with each other and how it was only going to be on the stage and not in real life, that they did this anniversary special. This is when we start to get into murky waters between 2003 and 2005. This is when Michael Jackson's legal stuff begins, and which I don't want to get into. I've listened to a bunch of podcasts about it. Truly could not tell you how I feel about it. I'm so confused every time I try to learn about it. But Jermaine does publicly defend Michael at this point in time, when he's on like news channels or whatever. He's interviewed and he says, Michael's innocent of everything and he's a good guy, whatever. And so that starts to smooth things over a little bit for them. Unfortunately, in 2009, Michael Jackson signs this huge contract for This Is It residency at the O2 Arena in the UK, right? This is his big thing that he's going to do. He's going to stay there and do a residency. The Jackson family, Joe Jackson, Jermaine, rest of them, they try to talk him into making it a Jackson 5 reunion tour. And Michael Jackson is like, absolutely not. Again, I'm a solo artist. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, he wants to be out of the family completely. He dies, obviously, 18 days before his residency was meant to start. So when Michael Jackson passes away, he's still arguing with his family over what it means to be part of the Jackson 5 versus Michael Jackson, the solo artist.
Yeah.
After he dies, Jermaine releases a memoir in 2011. It's called You Are Not Alone, Michael Jackson Through a Brother's Eyes. He does a lot of interviews and explains like why their relationship is so complicated. It is a little bit of revisionist history because we're only hearing it from Jermaine's side of things. And to hear Jermaine talk about it, I was watching some of his interviews, like, the fights weren't that big of a deal. Like, he's still my brother. He's where I think I had like a quote. I had this quote from Jermaine that says, my relationship with my brother is more important than money. It's more important than a number one record. The most important thing is that we maintain being brothers, and hopefully this song will help improve our relationship. He had written a song. I'm not happy that the song had been made public. It was the song that I read the lyrics to. Sure. I'm not happy that the song has been made public, but what can I do about it now? So he's like, I made the song, whatever. I love my brother though. Like, we're going to smooth it out. Like, brothers are the most important thing. So that's where he's at after Michael Jackson dies. If we fast forward to 2026, okay? We're here. We're together. Where Jacqueline is going to see the Michael movie weeks after it came out because I forgot about it. And then I was like, all right, I'll go. The person who is Michael Jackson in the movie is Jafar Jackson. Jafar Jackson is Jermaine's son. Okay. In the movie, did you see the movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. So in the movie,
I like you. Don't know.
Complicated?
So I used to have this statement. I was on record multiple
On the
times
record.
on the record saying, that conversation, maybe you've never had one of these conversations, but I've had it multiple times. If you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life, and if anybody asked you what you're listening to, you had to say, I'm listening to this artist, and like to watch. And so I always had these two answers. I said Bob Marley or Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Because anywhere I've been, I don't care if it's Slovakia or Guatemala or China or here in Japan, I've heard Bob Marley and Michael Jackson. Not together, but like those are the two artists that you
and
just
everybody's
know.
like real happy about it.
You just know like wherever you go, you can put on one of those artists and everyone's like, yeah, like I love this song or has a memory attached or whatever. I've since stopped Michael Jackson from that one, regardless of whether or not, I don't know, but I don't even want to entertain it. I want to keep.
It's difficult.
Yeah. So Bob Marley.
You want to keep the vibes. The vibes are good. Bob Marley. The vibes are good. Like I don't have to worry. About it.
Exactly. So now people ask. I'm like Bob Marley. There's only one person. Bob Marley.
I happen to be a huge Michael Jackson fan. Like growing up, love Michael Jackson. Right. Unfortunately, so I've noticed the split almost in generations. So I went with one of my friends who was in the thick of Michael Jackson, Madonna. It was like the peak of Michael Jackson's fame. And I'm a little bit younger than her. And I feel like because of that, I understand Michael Jackson in that dip, right? That 2003, 2005 dip, I would have been 20 years old. And so that's kind of like my average Michael Jackson. Like if I average out like my feelings about Michael Jackson, they hit that 2003, 2005 dip. And now I'm seeing this new generation of people who have watched this Michael Jackson movie and are just discovering him and are only discovering him through the Michael Jackson movie, which does not touch any of that. I mean, it finishes with the reunion tour and it's done after that. So it stops before it gets complicated. And so I see these kids now, like these Gen Z who are huge Michael Jackson fans. And I'm like, you guys don't even know they didn't understand that dip that happened for the rest of us. So I'm almost like, I feel like I know too much to really enjoy it anymore. Still, The Way You Make Me Feel is still like my number one favorite karaoke song. I will smash it every time.
Yeah, there's just, but once I hear something and then I just don't even want to touch it. I don't even,
exactly.
I'm done. Like count me out.
You wrecked it for you. Like you just wrecked it.
I'm not going to do it. That being said, there are some, I wonder if they talk about this in the movie, iconic Michael Jackson and Japan like scenes or
I don't think they touched that.
So like Michael Jackson coming to Japan, meeting with different people. There's I think there's footage of him at airports, his concerts, people crying, passing out, the whole thing.
Yes.
And just Japan is extremely fanatical, just as like in
general.
Yeah, in general, I think that like mania is something that Japan does really well. But there are also some really iconic photos of Michael Jackson in Japan. One wearing samurai gear. So there's Michael Jackson in full like samurai clothing without the helmet, and there's one with him wearing like a gold kimono with like a sword tucked on his waist.
I've definitely seen that one.
So him with women who are dressed up in their kimono as well. But there's been some really iconic Michael Jackson in Japan moments.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, I think the movie's worth seeing for sure. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't actually want to see the movie that bad. I was like, because I have the way I feel towards Michael Jackson. But here's the thing. So Jafar Jackson plays Michael Jackson. He does look quite a bit like Michael Jackson. And there's quotes from Michael Jackson saying, like, if anybody is going to be like me in this whole family, it's going to be Jafar. It's Jermaine's son. When I saw the movie, one thing that is like a glaring issue is Janet is not involved.
Sure.
So there's nine Jackson siblings. LaToya is there, like someone playing LaToya, the six brothers, and then there's a sister named Rebby, and Janet are not part of it whatsoever.
So she's not even like, they don't even mention her.
No, they don't mention, which is crazy because Michael always says like the person most like me in this whole world is Janet. He loved Janet and had a great relationship with her. But Janet is not part of the movie. And she specifically asked to not be part of the movie. That's why. And when I was reading about why wouldn't you just be part of it? It's like, obviously it's, the Jackson name is dragged through the mud through 2003 to 2005. They're not viable anymore. And this brings, because it stops before any controversy, kind of smooths things over for the Jackson family. But Janet's not involved. And when I was looking into it, one of the things she said was that Jermaine putting Jafar forward as the person to play Michael, that she feels like it's Jermaine continuing to exploit Michael Jackson as for fame by putting Jafar, first of all, like putting him forward as a performer, because no one knows who Jafar Jackson until this moment, and getting the money from the Michael Jackson estate basically to have him play Jafar. So Janet is one of the reasons she didn't want to be part of it. She basically said, this is classic Jermaine doing what Jermaine does and exploiting his relationship with Michael still to this day.
Yeah.
And that's, that's kind of how it ends. That's kind of how any information that I have about the Michael and Jermaine Jackson feud ends with the Michael Jackson movie.
There was, and I remember watching this probably, I want to say high school, as I remember it, maybe it's not, but I remember there being a really good, like, made for TV movie about the Jackson 5. And I remember just feeling like such a Michael Jackson fan when it was just like, yes, like I was right. Like Michael is the guy, you know what I mean?
Totally.
And obviously we know where that stands now. But going back to Janet, she was actually just recently in the news. One thing I love about Janet Jackson is she'll make a statement and then it's just like, that's it. Like that, you just don't hear.
Peace out.
Yeah, I said what I need to say. My statement is there. Bye. But there was some controversy with the BET Awards recently, making some people taking stabs at Michael.
Oh yes, and she was there giving an award.
Yeah, giving an award, and she even says the only reason I was there was to support and give that award. And when this stuff was happening during the award show about Michael, like just poker face, like there's just zero reaction from Janet. And then she goes on the record afterwards saying why I was there. This is why I was there. I don't want to support this. And they thought they could make fun of my brother and do these things. I'm not here for it. It is not okay. And this is the only thing you're going to hear me say about it. And that's it. And talks about it, addresses it, puts her statement out there. And then she just kind of, I don't think we're going to hear from her for a while.
The thing is, like, I love Janet Jackson. I think when I was watching the movie, I was very disappointed that Janet wasn't part of it, because I knew that would have been a huge part of Michael's coping with the family feeling disappointed in him because he wasn't being more part of the Jackson 5 group. I know that Janet was very supportive during that time. That's what I've read. And so because that's not part of it, you miss that entire chunk of, he had this relationship with another sibling that we don't get to hear about because Janet was like, I'm not here for this. I'm not here for this movie.
And as we always do, trying to maybe round this out or wrap it up and make it, about something. And not that it wasn't about something, but you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Like, the family story is it's incomplete by definition without each member being included. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Each member's version of that thing, it has to be included for that to be the story.
The full story. Yeah, the full story.
It's not, like, it's incomplete. Like, by definition, if someone's view isn't represented in, like, the family. And, like, I would say it even goes for us. Like, this very, very two-sided. It's you and me. And just 7, right? But
I know our other siblings listen, when they do listen to this podcast, they're like, that never happened. How it happened.
They are lying. That never happened. I never said that. I never went there. I didn't do that. I was never arrested. Like, those kinds of things. But I think that's it. Like, everybody must be represented to get like that truth for that family. And of course, only the family ever knows that. No one else is going to get
what the real truth is. And the other thing that I was thinking about is the idea of one sibling being more successful than the other. Like, how does that shake out in a larger family, right?
Well, you asked me directly. I think that...
how do you feel about me being so incredibly successful? No, but I think in our family, and I've said this before, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. One thing that works really well for our family is that we all five of us have extremely different ideas of what success looks like and what our goals are, what we want for our lives. And because of that, we don't compare ourselves to each other because it makes no sense. Like it's truly apples to oranges. Like I have no context for what you see as successful. And so that doesn't bother me, right? And so because of that, I feel like I can just be like uber supportive of whatever you guys are doing because I'm like, yeah, good for you. Get it. Like what you should do that. And so I think the lack of comparison is what makes the difference in when you have differing levels of success in a family.
Especially when that success has been ingrained, not necessarily defined, but defined for you as the definition of success, right? Where if each person has their own definition and is off chasing it in a different way, it's like you said, it doesn't even make sense to compare. Like why compare to the point where like, I don't even know what some of you guys do for work. I'm like,
100%.
Like, what do you guys do?
What do you do?
Like,
You're like, I'm going to Australia for work and everybody's like, oh.
It was a good one. Good one, Ryan.
We're like, you silly goose.
Yeah.
You're like, no, really, I'm going.
Yeah, that's how I
And
feel.
we're like, okay,
I
happy for
literally-
you. I don't really know what you're doing in Australia, but I'm so glad you're going.
I'm sure we could go into family, like our family thread, and there's like, what do you do for work again? Like, where do you, like, literally, that I honestly.
Every time I talk to Dallin, I'm like, so what's happening in your job? What do you do?
What do
What's
you
your
do?
title? What do you do? And yeah, I think without a direct comparison, I think, the Jackson Five, they're like, we're all singers and we're all performers. Yeah, it's easy to compare and get upset about how
And
that
our
works.
parents'
And
love depends on how good
Yeah.
we are at this
How
thing.
good we are.
Yeah.
yeah. So there you go. Jermaine versus Michael. And we're not going to get into the murky stuff around Michael.
I can't imagine what it's like growing up and having all of the siblings trying to carve out their space in the same world. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's what we've done. We've talked about this so many times. That's what we were doing when we all lived in the same house. That's why
Sure.
none of us got along.
It's why we all
we were working so
scattered.
hard we were working so hard to carve out like what it looked like for ourselves at Dreyer Drive that there was no room for anybody, right? And I firmly believe the thing that saved our family is the fact that we all live in different countries. 100%.
And I think maybe you're the same. I know that if I'm in a space and there's somebody who has a very similar personality as me, it doesn't mix. Like it just doesn't because of the nature. It's not like we're both alphas. I'm not like that. It's just like it's like two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. That's how it feels with me a lot. Like if someone's personality is a little bit too similar,
yeah,
it just doesn't mix. Whereas like there's other,
was my bit.
there's other personality types where they're together and it's like, oh yeah, of course, like two of those can exist in the same place. Like they just they feed off each other or they're so similar it makes sense. I've always found that. And with the siblings, like with the exception, I think, of Jonathan, and we have a lot of
who is not like us at all, which is why Jonathan and I have always gotten along.
And it probably goes for all the siblings. And actually, I would say Dan as well, right? We don't
for you.
we don't occupy we don't occupy the same space in the same way. Where you and Dallin, I think, have a very like similar line, and so growing up, we're in the same space at the same time.
Struggled.
It just doesn't work. Yeah.
Yep. I realized with Dallin and I, because we didn't get along until I moved away, and also we found that Jonathan moved away for a couple of years, and without that, without Jonathan fixing everything for me and Dallin
As the connective tissue for your relationship.
Like we had to Dallin and I had to figure things out by ourselves because Jonathan wasn't there to lean on and be like, well, Jonathan will do it or Jonathan will, fill that gap between Dallin and I. And it wasn't until Jonathan left that Dallin and I became close because we were finally like, oh, like we can talk to each other without having Jonathan as the go-between.
I want to imagine it as the scene in a movie where two characters are both struggling with their relationship and the way they get to a point where they just have a fair fight. like a fist fight.
Yes.
Where they're just like, all right, it's time. And
Let's
taking
get
off
this
the
over with.
rings, taking off rings, rolling up sleeves, and you guys just
Punch each other
duke it
right
out.
in the
Yeah,
face.
just punch each other in the face for like 15 minutes straight. And then you're like leaning against the ring or the wall after, bloodied up,
Mm-hmm.
toothless. And you just kind of like chuckle and be like, so what do you want to do now? And you guys, it's
Okay,
done.
the funny thing is, this I specifically remember when Dallin and I realized that we could get along. And I had come up for Christmas. Jonathan was gone. Jonathan was living in the UK. And Dallin and I had to put together a gingerbread house together. And we did not have Jonathan to be the architect for a gingerbread house. And we were putting it together, and Dallin and I are both pretty chaotic people. And we were trying to put it together, and we were laughing so hard because we knew if Jonathan was there, he would be so upset with us.
He's still
And we
bringing
were
you guys
like-
together when he's not there. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. We were so gleeful about the fact that we were messing it up together, and that Jonathan couldn't like get in there and be like, "Guys, you have to hold it for 15 minutes."
This is a load-bearing wall.
This is a load-bearing candy cane. And I remember that was when Dallin and I were like, looked at each other and we're like, wait a second, we're cool with each other. We're friends now.
All it took was a gingerbread house and
That fell apart almost immediately.
the other brother's absence.
Yeah, and I think we have pictures of it, just a pile of gingerbread, and we're eating the gingerbread men. And Merry Christmas, one and all.
All right. Well, sibling rivalry. We did it.
Sibling rivalry.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's cancelable. I think you did a pretty good
No,
job.
I
of
think I
just
kept it like I kept it above
summarizing.
board, right?
Yeah.
I kept it above board. I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know what I think about it, so that's what I'm stuck with.
And I just don't
Not my
touch
circus,
it.
not my monkey. Literally not my monkey. His monkey who is still alive to this day.
Was it Bubbles?
Yes. Yeah. And Bubbles is in the movie.
Really?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
I remember this is my last thing for this episode. I remember being in. We've talked about Mr. Weidrich on this episode before,
Mr.
our
Weidrich.
music teacher from elementary school,
Perfect angel.
who would do like cool music stuff. Like we would do the
we
Beatles and
learned
Cat
Bare Naked
Stevens,
Ladies. Yeah.
Bare Naked Ladies. If I had $1 million,
Absolutely.
and learning that was loosely based on Michael Jackson was like one of those trivia
Blowing your
things
mind.
that just feeds a 12-year-old boy's mind. Like to go to like another family's house for dinner and be like,
Did you know?
No.
You know?
Let me tell you. Everyone knows, right? I'm like, let me tell
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
But
Like
yeah.
I think I've said before, I have a lifelong love of just knowing everything, just being the biggest know-it-all of all time, which actually kind of goes with our text of the week. So this is perfect.
All right. Perfect segue.
Perfect segue. So you sent us a video because you saw a whale shark at an aquarium.
Yes, I did. We went to the aquarium for Naya's second birthday.
Yeah. And you saw this whale shark and you sent us like a minute-long video of the whale shark swimming by. And I said, I love whale sharks because I really do. They're like my favorite animal. Daniel said, that's crazy. Where's that? And you said, the aquarium here. And I said, I have never seen a whale shark in an aquarium. That must be huge. Also, not to one-up one, but I saw one in the wild. And it was the most magical moment of my life. You said it used to be the biggest aquarium in the world. And then you replied to me and said, hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is One Upper. I said, look, I didn't want to, but I had to. And you said the only thing you held back on was the location. Okay? Which you know me too well. You know me too well because you know that I was being nice. I was being nice in mentioning the fact that I saw a whale shark in the wild and I didn't want to tell you where it was because you guys would be too jealous.
No, that is not it at all. You didn't. You wanted to stretch out the one-upping, and you kept the location in your back pocket
Little secret.
to flip out one more one-up.
So that someone could be like, where did you see one in the wild, Jacqueline? What?
Yeah,
Tell us more.
I am not stupid. This isn't my first time to the Porter
Getting
sibling
one-upped
show.
by me?
Yeah, to the Porter sibling show. I know that detail was strategically left out.
And it was because I said, sorry, it was in Hawaii. Also, I swam with it. And I said, the gloves are off. And then like 10 minutes later, Daniel said, well, I have a squirrel on my front lawn that approaches people. And you said flex with several X's. So we can't hold back at all. Our family is a nightmare, living nightmare.
Just One-ups on one-ups on one-ups.
One-ups on all the time. And honestly, I don't even get mad about it because I know it's coming. Okay, so to round this out, I do want to do a movie for our next
I actually wanted to do a
podcast.
movie as well.
Okay, do you have a movie?
So-
Let's say it, imagine we said it at the same time and it was the same one.
Should we? Should we do a 3, 2, 1?
Yes, let's 3, 2, 1 and see if we have the same movie.
This is the best too because I'm like cinema. I'm like a cinephile. I'm totally into cinema. Okay.
Because I can almost guarantee it's not going to be the same, but this will be very funny.
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Ernest
Mortal
goes to camp.
Kombat. You said Ernest go to camp.
And you said Mortal Kombat.
I said Mortal Kombat, which I pretty much the same thing. So.
Like I said, one of
But
us is into cinema and one of us is into
Okay.
cheap action movies.
I feel like let's do Ernest Goes to Camp because it's summer and I was just a camp and that feels like very on brand. And we'll keep Mortal Kombat in our back pocket. I kind of just want to do Mortal Kombat because I like to watch Mortal Kombat legitimately.
There's a new one. Are we talking about the new one or the old one?
No, we're talking about the old one. We're
Okay.
talking about when with CGI Goro. That's what I
Alright.
want to do.
All right, we can do that, and I'm okay to not do Ernest Goes to Camp. I want to
No,
do.
we have to do Ernest Goes to Camp. I think
wa-
that's a great summer one.
And remembering that was a franchise, the Ernest franchise. is
Yeah,
what
I
we're
love the
looking at.
Halloween one. What was the Halloween one?
Ernest Scared Stupid.
That was my favorite. Was Ernest Scared Stupid? I like the
Ernest
monsters
Goes to
in it.
Jail. We've also
Yeah,
got that.
Ernest Goes to Jail.
So-
I listened to a podcast called How Did This Get Made? It's the first podcast I ever listened to. I've been faithful to it for 20 years. And one of the hosts of it went off on a tangent about they did Ernest Goes to Jail. And she was like, he kind of is attractive in this movie. So I think about that every time. Like, Jim Varney, is he attractive? I guess we'll find out at Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Goes to Camp, and this will be a little seed that I'll plant. Was definitely inspirational in the sense that it sparked something for me for like social justice and like standing up for others. And
Not what I thought you were going to say.
I think I'm thinking about the right movie. But let's go watch Ernest Goes to Camp. And
I
then
can't
let's
wait to
bring
watch
back.
it with my kids. Like this is gonna be so fun to introduce to my boys.
And we can have
like,
camp memories sprinkled in there.
Absolutely, I have so many good camp memories. I went to
Well,
camp
we heard them already.
every year.
Squishy, what are they called? Squishies?
I'm still having
Squishers, squashers.
I'm the more person making camp memories than other people at this point.
All right, I take
But
back
yeah,
my
we
question. My question of the week. I want to go camping with everybody. That's what I want to do.
Oh, can you imagine camping with our entire
No.
family in this
No.
like the way we are?
Dad,
You
I
guys
want to
are
go camping with Dad because I know what to expect. We will get the tent set up. We will
He'll
sit
take care
down
of
by a
everything?
campfire, and there's literally just nothing.
He will be silent.
Yes, that's camping.
What a dream.
All right, Ernest Goes to Camp. We will run it back in.
All right, everybody
weeks.
watch it with us. Can't wait for I guess we are a movie podcast now.
All right, I'm here for it.
Okay.
See you in
See
2
you
weeks.
then. Bye.
Bye.